Gonzalez is my dad's side, and then Holomalia is my mom's side, and I just wanted to just pay my respects to my mom's side, and just it's a big part of what I represent. So.
Did you do that in high school, or?
I actually did that right after my senior year.
Right after
yeah.
that summer before you came here.
Right before I came here. Yes, sir.
Did you do you have to ask your parents, or did you?
Yeah, I had to do I had to go through the court of California, just the small claims court, and
wow.
It was it definitely had to look up what to do because I didn't know what to do. Yeah, but me and my mom both did it, so we just kind of did it together. We did small claims, and just the judge signs off on it.
So through high school, you were
Gonzalez. Yes, sir.
Okay. You cared enough about it to go through the paperwork.
Oh,
It
yeah.
meant that much.
Yeah, it was a big part of my culture and stuff.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
just wanted to have that be a part of my legacy, so that's why I did that.
Where does your culture trace back to, Polynesia, Tonga?
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah,
Hawaii.
That's where my mom's from. I grew up there a little bit, but I'm from California. When I was really little, I grew up there. So.
Okay, and is your dad Hispanic? Or?
Yeah, my dad's born and raised in California.
And your mom's Hawaiian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. How's it feel to be back out there with the guys?
It feels really good. Just for me personally, just extremely grateful to be out there with the boys. Just every day, just a sense of gratitude. Extremely blessed to be back out there with the boys. It's just fun, playing ball.
Did you ever think there was a time last year where this wouldn't happen? Did you ever think you were done for good, or did you always kind of know at some point you'd be able to get back out there?
Last year was it was a big roller coaster. There was days where I definitely didn't know what my future would look like. But, that just always goes back to, just leaning on Coach Avalos, Coach Keene, Coach Plow was a big part, and, just my brothers and stuff, and, just praying a lot. So I really wasn't sure, but I'm very grateful that I'm here today. And
through fall camp, how much did you realize that you missed the physical part of football?
Missed as in just, getting back into it. I mean, I would say, the first week, it's very minimal. I feel like it comes to a point where, you know how to play the game, and the speed is definitely a little bit to get back into. But after one or two practices, your boys got your back, and the coaches take care of you. So they're not just going to throw you back into the fire. But after, I would say, one or two practices, I definitely felt way more comfortable with just the speed and the physicality. It's football. So I feel at home.
Do you feel like you're back to where you were before and just now getting better as opposed to trying to catch up?
I do. I feel very healthy. I feel much more clear mentally, and I'm just very blessed and excited to be back on the field and just represent something way bigger than myself. Just really grateful.
What has been the toughest part of the last 12 months?
Summer conditioning was. It was really good. We put an emphasis on the mentality. It's not just how we, it's not just doing the task, it's how we do it. And we tried to translate that into our summer training. And Coach Kagi and all those guys really ramped it up this summer. And, us as players, we did a really good job with taking that on as a challenge. And it's just been, summer was tough, but we knew we needed it. And we saw the benefits of that coming into fall camp, and it's been really cool to see.
With your dad, coaching at Mater Dei, and obviously now, running his own program, how much of an early influence was he on your football life, and what has he taught you about playing the position?
He was a really good influence on me. More than influence that I would like at times. When I was young, he had a really good D-line at Mater Dei, and I was just a sophomore trying to get on varsity. And he knew every one of my weaknesses. So he would tell his D-lineman every day to pick at my weaknesses till I fixed it. So he is just the guy I can go to when I need a word of advice. And I'm just extremely grateful to have someone like that by my side. And it's cool at times, but he's the one that we're gonna call you after the game and just be like, hey, just watch this and that. But it's super cool, yeah.
And then your mom's maybe the more compassionate one a little bit.
A little bit, she comes from a football family too, and she's football is a big part of Polynesian culture too. So sometimes if I'm not hustling down the field, she'll get on me too. So it's cool. I have a really good support system back home, and I'm just really grateful for that.
Last year when you were kind of watching, there was they were rotating guys through. They had 3 different centers. It all started. There were some snap issues. There was just, some things. The line was struggling at times. How hard was that part of it for you, not being able to help contribute?
It was definitely really hard. Obviously, just sitting there and watching, you want to be able to help your brothers, but I just had to take a step back and, take care of myself before, I could come back or whatever was going to happen. But I just wanted to focus on being there for them, just keeping their head in it. Like I said before, center is not an easy position. A lot of people think you could just jump in there and play center. There's a lot of things that go on, pre-snap, during the snap, and a lot of people think you could just throw the ball back there. It is something that you have to practice and rep, and sometimes it can go either way. But I just wanted to keep those guys together and do as much as I could off the field, just because obviously I couldn't suit up and play with the boys. But it was a good experience.
Keen said you were born to play center. In your words, what does that mean?
I think, like I said, center is a different position. Credit to my dad. When I was little, he kind of gave me just little tidbits. A lot of it, in my opinion, is just angles and just different things in your toolbox that you use more so than guards or tackles. And I think, again, credit to my dad, just giving me those tools when I was younger. I was able to see the game a little bit differently in a center's perspective, and obviously I'm definitely not 6'7", so I definitely think that my body type too is helps a lot with that. I'm able to be balanced and stuff, so it's a cool position.
I remember when you were coming out of high school, like some of the recruiting guys said, if you were an inch or two taller, you might have had offers from everywhere in the country. I mean, was the height or the size something that you didn't think kind of held you back maybe a little bit? Or?
I mean, definitely, I've heard that too. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm 6'4", because I'm not. That did put a little bit of chip on my shoulder. I think it helped me a lot coming into college. But, once you get to college, it's just all that stuff really doesn't matter anymore. It's just you and the person in front of you, and you're going to have to operate and be consistent. So it did have a chip on my shoulder coming out of high school. But, now it's just ball. Now it's just time to, lock into your keys and get the game plan in and make sure all the guys next to you are on the same page.
How much communicating are you going to do pre-snap? I mean, with Hank back there, you have the freedom to change whatever call. Like, how does that work out, that dynamic with you and Hank?
So me and Hank are really, really close relationship-wise. I oversee what he doesn't see, and I'll make recommendations to him. And then, what we feel or what it is for that given week based off the defensive or, like I said, the keys, that's what we're going to go with. So we both know what we're going to do. I'm just like his second-hand man, just helping him out, making sure he's seeing it correctly. And as soon as he, confirms it or whatever, it's on.
When you're snapping, does it feel different, or do quarterbacks want it differently depending on whether they're under center or whether they're in a shotgun, if somebody's left-handed, if somebody's right-handed? Is there a difference snapping to different quarterbacks?
Not so much. I would say the only thing, it's a lot different snapping like to Talon than it is to, Sam or Maddox. But that's really the only difference. It's really no difference in my motion. It's more of, all quarterbacks have a preference. Hank is really understanding, that, sometimes I have a big 350-pound guy right in my face. So, he's like, just get it back there as best as you can. And, we have a really good relationship. So not too much difference. It's all pretty similar. It's just consistency.
A lot of people expect the line to be better this year, and you're having you back as the main reason why. I mean, I know you have confidence in all the guys. It's probably a weird spot for you, but how much do you think you being back can help the other guys not have to rotate and lock into spots? And how much do you think that this group can be better this year?
I just think that I'm just really grateful for those guys welcoming me back in. It was really tough last year, leaving them on such a short notice. And I'm just really grateful that they've welcomed me in and, helped me build my confidence, even like when, getting back into the game, like I said, the speed and stuff. It's just been a really good group of guys. The communication is something that we've been emphasizing this camp, and it's been a really good starting point for this new offensive line. And I think that I take pride in making sure everyone knows what they're doing. So my emphasis this fall camp was making sure that we had very minimal missed assignments, and I think that's seen an improvement in our game.
Whatever you were dealing with, I know it's private, but whatever you were dealing with last year, is that something that could creep back up, or is that 100% gone, or what's kind of the status of what you were dealing with?
It's definitely something that happened. I'm not really. We have great doctors here. I went through the full protocol, and I'm not really worried about it at all. I'm just grateful to be back out here, one day at a time, and just extremely grateful and blessed to be back on the field.
Still not comfortable talking about it with the media? We still don't know what happened. You still just want to keep that?
Just personal, just something that I had to go through, and it just was something I needed to do for my long-term health, and yes, sir.